What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at some Mattel Masters of the Universe Masterverse figures of the vintage collection Skeletor, as well as the new Eternia Panthor. So these both look cool, of course, starting with our Skeletor based off the original figure. So it has the same sort of colors and designs, of course, made into our Masterverse figure. So just looks really cool. Love the look of that. And we can kind of see, again, it's going to be hard to see, but we can see the accessories he's going to come with there. His picture there at the top, going against Castle Grayskull, and then a little bit of the story of the vintage collection figures here, basing them off the original figures. So that is cool. Like I said, really love the look of that. And then we have the new Eternia Panthor. So we get this box. We don't get to see any of the figure of it, unfortunately, but it looks really cool there. We can spin around and see all the different artwork there on the back. He's fighting against Mechanic, it looks like, with the Skeletor in the background. Get some artwork on top with a Skelecon on top of a bird-like thing. Then we can open up the flap here. There's another Mechanic, and open up the flap. See some artwork on the lid there, almost like a blueprint sort of design. Then we also get this artwork right in the front of Skeletor on Panthor there, which looks really cool. And then, of course, down inside we get the Panthor itself. Ooh, it looks like we got more artwork on the back here. Oh, that looks really cool. That's a nice backdrop with Snake Mountain there. Looks really cool overall, so that's nice artwork. And like I said, there's Panthor down in the box, so of course that's going to be our figure we're going to be looking at. So a lot of cool stuff, especially love all this artwork. We get nice designs for that overall, almost like posters we can use. So as usual, I'm excited to check these out, especially to put this Skeletor on top of Panthor there. So I'm excited for that. So let me get them open and out of the box, and we'll take a look at them together. So starting off with Skeletor, again, a part of the vintage collection, so it's based off the original 1982 designs, but made into the modern Masterverse figures. And Skeletor is the evil lord that schemes to take control of Castle Grayskull and Eternia. Now this looks really cool. Like the design, this is probably one of my favorite Skeletor so far, just because I like the design, basing it off the old designs. So it looks good. So we get his yellowish green face, skeleton face with the red eyes in there. We have his purple hood on his head, so that's nice design there. Love especially the texture onto it. Then we have his chest harness. Love how it's got almost like the bat design on it, the crossbones there on his chest, and love the metallic purple in that with the little fringe pieces hanging off the side there. It looks pretty nice. Slot there to be able to store a sword in the back. Then of course he's got the all blue skin, so that's pretty nice. We see this of course with every Skeletor figure, but looks nice with all blue skin. Little spike things there on the forearms as well. Then going down we get his belt with the loincloth design and the black fur piece there. Blue legs continue down to his feet, where he's got, I love all the armored up, I don't know what you'd call this, but sort of design there on his feet into the 3 toes there with the claws on the front. So it just looks decent overall. I really just like the look of this Skeletor. Just something about it really draws me to it. But moon-wise, the head will twist all the way around. I can look down that far and up that far. So not a whole lot of range, unfortunately, but it's not bad. Shoulders will come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, so not bad at all. Wrist will twist all the way around and flex back and forth. A little stiff in there, but flex. Then we get the ab crunch, so we get the upper ab crunch back and forth. And of course, the lines are sort of hinged just under harness here, but it'll crunch. And should be able to twist, but just a little side to side, unfortunately. But then we'll twist all the way around at the waist there. Then we get the hips that'll come up towards 90 and out to the side. He can do the splits, get a thigh twist, and the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, almost, pretty much kicking himself in the butt there. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So decent movements overall, no real issues with the range or anything like that. So overall, this works out pretty decently. Accessory wise, he does come with some additional hands, so we get a fist hand and an open hand, just like this, whatever you want to call that. Then we get some weapons to go along with him. So of course, as usual with Skeletor, we have to have the Havoc staff. So nice to have that with the nice big ram head on top there. It looks pretty nice in the all dark purple color. Then we can put this into his hand. So there's Skeletor with the Havoc staff, and then he also comes with his power sword, so the opposite version of He-Man there, just in the dark purple as well. Looks really nice. Of course, as I showed, there's the slot on the back. We can store that in if you want that there, but let's go and put it in his hand. So there we got Skeletor with his sword and Havoc staff now ready to fight against He-Man. Which, speaking of, we can bring in the old He-Man. So this is, I think, the 40th anniversary version. So, they should relatively look somewhat the same and fit well together. So they should have the same sword design and all that stuff. So we can both have now our 2 classic versions of He-Man and Skeletor fight against each other there. And then just to compare other Skeletors, here's the one that's probably the closest in design that we have to us. So here's this version of Skeletor. Again, I think there's just something about this new one that I like, even though, it seems more basic and not as many colors and everything going on to it. There's just something about it that really draws me to it. And that brings us to the new Eternia Panthor, which is the evil feline companion of Skeletor, which is a purple panther that is the evil counterpart to Battle Cat. So he looks cool overall. So we do get this all purple skin. I love how it still has almost like the tiger stripe design, at least like with the black shading, it gives some lining running through it. The only thing I don't like too much about, it's like not crazy about, is that it's the metallic purple. I just don't like the metallic design, but otherwise, you know, looks very much like the Battle Cat we've already had and looks nice overall just with the purple. Of course, I do have the armor here on it that we can take off, so we get this like metallic-y green armor that we can like take off the head and see Panther's face. So just really nice with that helmet design. And of course the harness piece is all strapped on, so I'll have to leave that on, but there we can see the look of the face. Looks really nice. Love like the eye design, you know, has like that very realistic, almost like doll eye design. Looks really good. Nice snout. We get the mouth there that can open, of course, to show all the teeth and the tongue. And I love how when you open the mouth, like the top teeth sort of like drop down to make it whiter there as opposed to that. So that is really nice. Love that. Love how his ears are like flattened back, of course, ready for battle. Then we get the claws on his feet with a little bit of like arm brace things on the front legs as well. So that's pretty nice. So nice big claws there with the little toe beans on the bottom. And then of course we get the big armor piece here on him, on his back for Skeletor. The right on, like all the spikes and silver, but the rest is, like I said, this metallic green, a little like skull design there in the front. We get some stirrups to put the feet in, straps going around that little skull design, the bat logo that he had on his chest there as well, little ring here to help hold the weapon that he comes with, and then of course his tail there on the back. So overall pretty nice design. It is built just like the Battle Cat, which I'm not too crazy about because it's hard to like get him to stand like looking good and everything, but overall it is nice that they kept the same, just so you know, have uniformity between the two. But overall it's a really cool design. Now moon-wise, we do, as I already showed you, the mouth open and close, the head will move so it can look up and down there a little, and of course can twist around side to side. Then we go to the next section and we'll look up and down there. Then we can go to the legs, so the legs should move back and forth, have like the elbow joint, which of course a lot of these joints are stiff, so I don't know if I can really get them to move. There on this side I was able to get it bend up, so it'll bend up at least that far. And then we go down to the paw that will rock back and forth. I think this one may have been locked up and twist side to side. So like I said, it's hard to get a lot of these to move. Then some of them get loose and move a lot easier, so just a pain with a lot of it. Then we go to the midsection here, which you can cover it up, so we'll go side to side. Should be able to crunch back and forth a little there as well. Again, just all hidden behind the harness. Then we go back to this back section as well, which should do the same, so allows it to crunch back and forth and move up and down there. So the back leg can rotate around, move in and out. That's one thing with the front leg. Forgot it does move in and out there as well. Then we get like the knee joint design, which again, this one feels a little bit looser, can bend back and forth there with rotation. All of these have rotation in each of the joints. Then we go to the lower leg there, so it can move back and forth and then rotate. And then we get the paw that'll rock back and forth again, real stiff there, can rock back and forth and twist side to side, leading back to the tail that has the joint that can rock up and down there and then twist all the way around. So again, of course, doing all the joints got it out of place, so it's hard to get it back in standing position now, but there we got it there. And then we can put the armor piece, which like I'm not too crazy about the armor. Like I think it just sits way too far off the head. I wish it would have a much sleeker design, but it doesn't look horrible, especially when you get it right in place. Now it just kind of sits on there and like is being held on by friction, so any little movements can knock it off, but I don't think it looks absolutely horrible. So there is all that with Panthor, and it does come with a spear as well. Not sure exactly why, but it does come with a nice spear design. So it's very similar like stiff design that we get with the Havoc staff and everything, but we get this, and like we can put this into it. So there's a little strap here, a little circle strap that we can slide that through, and then maybe stick the back through there, so you can have that spear stuck on the side there as well. So just as an additional weapon it's carrying, which is pretty nice. And with that, we can now take Skeletor and put him on the back. So there we can have our vintage collection of Skeletor riding on the back of Panthor as well. Obviously, you can take any of the Skeletors and put him on it. Of course, there's the one Skeletor with like, I think it's like the battle armor that has the metallic purple armor, which would fit well with this Panthor as well. Of course, he doesn't sit the best on it, but I do have his feet in the stirrups there. And of course, with the way it's designed, it sort of hides that he's not sitting perfectly on it, but he is on there, so that's all that really matters. And of course, you can get that adjusted there. So there we have Skeletor now on Panthor. And of course, I forgot to show that we do also have the Cringer as well, or Battle Cat. So there he is in Battle Cat mode. So they are the exact same body designs. You know, they do have different like helmet and saddle pieces, but you know, body wise are going to be exactly the same. So there we can now have our two cats facing against each other, a Panthor and Battle Cat now. So that is really cool. But overall, this is pretty nice. You know, it is nice that we finally got Panthor. Like I said, I wish the design was a little bit better, where it'd work out and, you know, be easy to get it to stand and look like it's ready for battle and all that. But do like the armor that it comes with, looks pretty nice and ferocious. Do like the overall design with the purple, just wish it wasn't metallic. And then nice how Skeletor sits on there as well, so you can easily put him up on that, riding into battle against He-Man and Battle Cat. So overall, pretty cool for both our Skeletor and Panthor figures here. Let me know what you thought of these two down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.